Hello, everyone. How's it going? Welcome back to another Saturday Night Chat. This one says all about them Astartes. The index dropped earlier this week on Friday. Today, of course, Leviathan went on sale today. Hopefully, you were able to get yourself a copy. I didn't even try. At one point I was in the queue, but it kept flipping from between the 44 minutes, and it jumped back up to over an hour. And I said, nah. Plus, I found out how much it costs Canadian, and while it's a pretty cool deal, it's a little too expensive for me at the moment. However, notice here I am painting up this little scout guy here, little middle scout with a missile launcher. And the reason for that is very simple. My table is moving. Better not be loose here. Kids play if the table gets loose. But we'll get to that. So I hope everybody's having a wonderful weekend so far. And but yeah, so I'm just repainting it, touching them up. And the reason why is because the index changed stuff around. Subtle things here and there. I really like them though. I'm gonna get yourself going here. So I hope everyone's had a chance to look at the index because wow, both of them. The Tyranid one was fantastic. I thought it was large, and then the Space Marine Index dropped. It's like 252 pages worth of stuff, and a lot of that is all the units they've gotten. They got a lot of units, a lot of stuff to go through there. I was debating how much to go through. I'm just going to go through some really cool stuff. Mr. Fish, happy Saturday. Welcome. So just looking at some of the cool stuff in the index now. So like I was saying here, painting up this little old school metal scout, the missile launcher, and mostly because one of the first changes I noticed right off the bat, because I was looking through the units I do have. I have scout sniper squads. They're cool. I still like them. I know it's old school, but they changed loadout now, so they only come with. Let's see here. They only come with bolt pistol, sniper rifle, and close combat weapon. That's it. There are no options for sergeant. It's one scout sniper sergeant and 4 to 9 scout snipers. There's no options for anything else other than one scout sniper rifle can be replaced with a missile launcher. Right? So putting in a missile launcher. Why? Because my old unit had the option for the sergeant to have different weapons, and he had a Astartes chainsword and a bolt pistol. Well, that doesn't fly anymore. So time to add the missile launcher guy. I've just finished getting, I don't know if you see it, just getting the some darker blues under there that I'm going to work over now with some, where did it go? No, that's not it. Man, can't find any of my stuff. Where is it? There. Last little bit of my Ultramarines. Hello, Mr. Fish. Were you able to get your copy? Were you one of the ones wanting to get yourself a copy of Leviathan? I know you play orcs, but you never know. People always like to go for weird, random stuff. I know it was crazy today. I saw the queues there was something else. That was something else. Mythos, my brother. How's it going, buddy? Welcome to the show. Glad to have you. Nope, I'm happy with free 10th. Yeah, you know what? I have enough to paint as it is without adding. And don't get me wrong, models are crazy cool, but I have way too much to paint as it is. Right, so right now I am just repainting the Space Marine Scout with a missile launcher to put him in my squad with my sniper rifles. And I gotta say, this index has impressed the living heck out of me. It is very well done. It is, and it's very simple, or simplified, I should say. But it's all the cool stuff that these units have, these special rules, right? I'm looking right now. I'm looking at the sniper scouts, right? Making fried rice while listening, so maybe still respond. That's okay, man. You enjoy your fried rice. So the Scout Sniper rifles, they actually have the same stat lines as all Marines. It's like Marines have pretty much the exact same stat lines, other than the OC and leadership changing here and there. And of course, characters have more wounds and certain units have toughness. But the standard Marine line, the Sniper Squad's got it too. It's really cool though. Is their abilities are infiltrators and stealth. Stealth is awesome because it's a -1 to hit. Add on to that, they have the concealed position rule. And this is cool because every unit now has its own little special rule that really fits with how that unit works. So this unit can only be selected as the target of range attacks if the attacking model is within 12 inches. So again, these guys are great for holding back-end objectives, right? And just firing away with these range 48, range 36 sniper rifle. And it's actually AP -2 now, which I think is good. I think it was AP -1 before. Adding in the missile launcher right now, so get the Fragger crack. No, it is hitting on a 4+. A lot of heavy weapons. It's weird. Some, I don't know if there's a bunch of typos in here, but some heavy weapons are hitting on a 3+. Some heavy weapons are hitting on a 4+. The tactical squad, I'll talk about that in a sec, actually says 1 sergeant and 9 tactical Marines, which is weird because every other unit usually has an option of 1 sergeant and 4 to 9, whatever Marine. So I don't know if that's another little typo that'll get taken care of whenever these come out. What's really cool about this unit is with the concealed positions and stealth, they are very hard to hit. They can sit back on a back end objective or somewhere in a building and just lay down lots of AP2 fire. And then you have the missile launcher too, which is great. Or they can infiltrate, which is fantastic as well. I love the fact that close combat weapons, again, it's all these little things. Like close combat weapons for the scouts have 2 attacks, right? And let's see here. Come on, no. It's being goofy here. Let me just see here. And then if I go to, come on. If I go to something like a tactical squad and look at their close combat weapons, that is weird. Okay, so they also have 2 attacks. Now, depending on the squad, if I go to close combat weapons, okay. And Cursor Squad has a pair of combat blades. They have 3 attacks and sustained hits 1. That's a big thing. There's lots of sustained hits, lots of really cool stuff. What's another unit I have here? Let's just go through here. The other cool thing I've noticed is there's a bunch of entries in here with no picture of the models. Now, if you saw this index or the Tyranid index, every unit entry has a picture of the model. So like Librarian Jump Pack, there's no picture. It's just some artwork. Yes, we have the Assault Intercessor Squad, one of my favorite new squads. They just look so cool. Beefy, big weapons. They're pretty cool. They've got their heavy bolt pistol, which is an 18-inch strength or AP -1, 1 damage pistol. And of course, they have the Star chainsaw, which has 4 attacks, strength 4, AP -1. Maybe I'll get in. I would definitely agree with you on that. Yeah, I think we're going to be getting some new models. And it's funny, some of them are models, like there's one that's Chaplain with a jump pack. I have a model of a Chaplain with a jump pack. Say that 5 times fast. Of course, it's not there. It's an old discontinued model, right? And the Assault Intercessors, they're cool. They have Shock Assault, right? Each time a model's unit targets an enemy unit with a melee attack, reroll a wound roll of 1. That's pretty cool. If the enemy is within range of an objective marker, you can reroll the wound roll instead. So yeah, these guys are objective takers, right? And that's what they show. They're Assault Intercessor squads. They're charging towards objective. They're there to wipe out whatever's there and then hold it. Well, other squads, like a Heavy Intercessor Squadron's Intercessor Squad, will come in and hold it afterwards. Even the Intercessors have objectives secured now. Right, that's a cool thing. A lot of these, another thing I've noticed, a lot of the old rules from 9th or even the stratagems have now become rules for specific units, right? So if you control objective marker at the end of your command phase and this unit is within range of the objective marker remains under your control, even if you don't model within the range of it until your opponent controls the start of any turn, which is great. So you can leave an objective behind as long as your enemy doesn't get to it. You keep it. The Hobbyist Den. Good evening, gentlemen. Welcome. So there's lots of cool little stuff like that. Space Marines still have so much utility, even some of the line dying. Yeah, there's so much stuff in here. The more I see, the more I crave. Yeah, you'll get your data slate soon. I'm just looking through here. Where did it go? Yeah, the chaplain jump pack. There's a captain with a jump pack that doesn't have entry. Lots of different chaplains. Oh my god, we have so many chaplains. Librarian Terminator armor. I have the brand new one. Just going through here. Just want to see what else we have. Now, the thing is, we have lieutenants and Phobos armor, Lieutenant Reaver armor, which is pretty cool. I have one of those guys actually getting painted up. Right, even having your Primaris Lieutenant, right? One of the Floss units actually says Primaris in it. He's pretty cool. Again, it shows you what's cool, what he can lead. He can use Assault Intercessor Squad. He can lead Blade Guard, Hellblaster, Furnace, Intercessor, or Stern Guard. The Stern Guard are cool because they're one of the units that most characters can lead. There's a lot of Primaris lead, HQ choices that can lead Primaris units, and the Firstborn units can only lead Firstborn units. Stern Guard is the exception. What else does he have here? He's got some cool abilities. The Primaris Lieutenant has tactical precision, models leading unit, weapons equipped by models that even have lethal hits ability, and target priority. The smallest unit is eligible to shoot and declare a charge and turn to fill back. That's a cool one. A lot of Space Marines. That's a big one because that's actually one of their chapter doctrines, right? Yeah, we jump back to like the main rules. You got Oath of the Moment, which is cool. I think Chaos is Monday, the rest of Imperium Tuesday, Xenos on Thursday, and points on Friday. Yeah, I'm hoping that the points are not always separate. We'll never know. Still missing the core list where you can take max 3 units per game size, though. I think that's in the rules there. Like the minimum size, I don't think give you minimum. I think the main game size away from the combat patrol, the minimum is like 1,000 points, and it goes 2,000, 3,000 per. Yeah. From what I understand, the rules, I could bring those up there. The rules, it's one HQ choice. You have to have one HQ choice. You can have one epic hero, one of each epic hero, max 3 of any unit, and up to 6 battle line and transports for them, right? So, for instance, I'll go down here. We'll get back to some troop choices here. Yep, 6 battle line, max 3. Yeah, everything else. Yeah. But yeah, so for instance, let's see here. I go here. Where did I go? So Intercessor Squad. My Assault Intercessors are Infantry Battle Line. That's the big one. Grenades. Imperium Tacticus Assault Intercessor Squad. Those are the keywords. Now, the tactics is important because certain vehicles, like a Rhino, is pretty much only good for, say, tactical squads, assault squads, devastator squads. And actually, it's cool. The assault squad actually has 2 listings. There's assault squad just on its own, and assault squad with jump packs. And then they have a Vanguard. The Vanguard squad is there. Again, no picture for that, so we're probably going to get new Vanguard or Vanguard with jump packs, right? And they all have their own special abilities depending on what you have. So yeah, Rhinos can't take anything with a Tacticus, Gravis, or Phobos armor, right? So they can only take pretty much your standard basic Marines. Yeah, we have the Intercessor, Infantry, Battle Line Grenades, Imperium Gravis, Heavy Intercessor Squad. And they have a really cool ability. Unyielding in the face of the foe. Well, this unit is within range of objective marker you control. Each time an attack with a damage characteristic of 1 is allocated to a model in that unit, add 1 to any armor saving throw made against that attack. So yeah, like they are dug in. They are going to be hard to move. You're going to have to put multi-damage weapons, which means you're allocating something on them instead of some other unit. And they're the OC2 6+. They're standard troop. Actually, let me see here. They are they're toughness 6 as opposed to the standard toughness 4, right? In the infiltrator squad and the incursor squad are also battle line, Phobos armor. They have their own cool abilities. Tactical squad here is they're battle line too. They've got all the same things. Tactical flexibility is great because they can fall back, so there's still a place for them. Your scout squad has infiltrators and scout 6 inches, so they can infiltrate or they can move at a 6-inch move at the beginning of the game. They have guerrilla tactics, which is pretty cool. At the end of your opponent's turn, if this unit is more than 6 inches away from all enemy models, you can remove this unit from the battlefield and place in strategic reserve. Strategic reserve. I can talk today. That's really cool too. So you can actually take them off and then bring them on somewhere else, which is kind of cool. And again, a lot of these rules they're super fluffy. Like they make sense, right? Scouts would use guerrilla tactics. They're not going to sit there. They're not in power armor. They're not in any of the new Gravis armor. They're not equipped the same way. They're there as these behind enemy line operatives. They're going to get in and out. Oh God, I'm looking at other stuff here. Let's take a look. Apothecaries are pretty cool now. We got the new one in there, obviously. Here's some other cool stuff, though. I mean, the Blade Guards are there. They have a Blade Guard. Start phase, you can select one of the following abilities. Apply models in the unit until the end of the phase. You have Sword of the Imperium. Each time a model's unit makes a melee attack, reroll a hit roll of 1. Or Shields of the Imperium. Each time an invulnerable saving throw is made from the model's unit, reroll. So, again, that's really, really cool. So you can, again, have them, if you're on the attack, you can use Swords of the Imperium, and now you're re-rolling a hit roll of 1. Or if you know you're about to get attacked in that turn, all right, I'm going to use Shields of the Imperium. So now I'm going to re-roll that saving throw, which is fantastic, of a 1. But that's again, it's fluffy. It's what they would do. Where is it here? Yeah. So Vanguard Veteran Squad again has no picture. There's just actually a bit of artwork with some big old tanks and Space Marines in the background, but no artwork. Vanguard Veterans are pretty cool. G the man, what's up, G? Welcome. We're talking Space Marines. Space Marines, heck yeah, coming again to say that dear Space Marines. Sorry. Again, another unit I finished up long ago, Aggressor Squads. These guys are cool. Toughness 6. Again, they're only OC1. So, again, a lot of your battle line troops are OC2. All your other units are OC1. Dreadnoughts are a bit higher because they're such a big thing coming at you. But yeah, a lot of these Aggressor Squads are not made for objective control. They're made to clear off objectives. So what's really cool about them is, first off, you've got, like, mine are the easy build. They had the Flamestorm balance. So, I mean, ignores cover, torrent and twin links. I'm re-rolling wounds, auto hit. Not getting a cover save from that. Now, again, they're strength 4, AP 0, damage 1, but they're still D6 plus 1 per guy. And the Power Fists are also twin linked, which is nice. So I'm re-rolling wounds, and that's not bad. But here, the close quarters firepower. Each time a model's unit makes a range attack that targets a closest eligible target, improve the armor penetration characteristic of the attack by 1. So that's great for your frag storm grenade launcher, your auto bolt gun gauntlets if you use that, or your flame. That's just great, right? And that's if you choose the closest unit. And one unit, I'm trying to get down there right now. Let's go here. Now, the cool thing is, I know we obviously they got rid of some models. Like the Dreadnought is no longer going to be for sale. It is still in the book, still in the index. They do like the Firstborn Marines are tough as parents. That will almost all. They are, yeah. The toughness is more based, I think, on the armor. So anybody in Gravis armor is toughness 6. But like your intercessors, assault intercessors, infiltrators, they're all toughness 4. All 2 wounds. Even your scouts have 2 wounds now. But yeah, the Dreadnought, because I have 2 of them, and I'm going to still use them, is the Wisdom of the Ancients. Now, this used to be a stratagem. Now it's actually something they have in there. It's an aura ability. Yeah, it is. Everything's got 2 wounds. All your basic infantry's got 2 wounds, of course. But Wisdom of the Ancients. While friendly Adeptus Astartes infantry units within 6 inches model, each time a model you makes an attack, reroll hit roll of 1. This was a stratagem. Now it's a built-in aura ability for these guys. Now the Contemptor is still there. It's got a cool one there. The Even in Death I still serve. The first time small is destroyed, remove it from play without resolving its deadly demise ability. Then in the phase, roll a d6 on 2+, set this model back up on the battlefield as close as possible where it was destroyed, and not with engagement any enemy units with d6 wounds remaining. It starts with 10 wounds. You're getting, if you roll well, you're getting most of your wounds back. 2+ armor stave, toughness 9. That's not bad at all. So some really cool stuff here. Of course, there's the Redemptor, and the we got the Brutalis, which is nasty. Of course, the brand new Ballistus. It's just some awesome stuff. Lots of choice. The cool thing is a lot of the stuff is very, very fluffy, right? So you look at even the Assault Squad here, you have chainsword doctrines, right? So each time this unit is selected, selected to fight, select one of the following abilities applied to all Astartes chainswords equipped by models that unit at the end of the phase. So you can either take sustained hits 1, lethal hits, or lance. Then, of course, if you take your Assault Squad and Jump Pack, they have Hammer of Wrath, which is where on 4+ you get to do it. Each time this unit ends a charge move, select one enemy unit within engagement range of it and roll a d6 for each model unit on 4+. That enemy suffers more and more wound. That's what happens when you have giant 8-foot-tall psychotic killing machines slamming into you, covered in power armor. It's brilliant. I love it. It's amazing. So much cool stuff. Even everything's just got something very fluffy. It's like, I really like it. They took their time to make these guys, just work the way they're supposed to work. I haven't looked at much of the Tyrann Index, but even things like your land speeder, I should build the one I have up. But at the start of your shooting phase, select one enemy unit is visible to this model until the end of that phase. Each time a friendly Adeptus Astartes model makes an attack with a blast weapon, it targets that enemy unit, add 1 to hit roll. And the attack has the ignores cover ability. It's great. You've got like a hovering spotter going, yeah, there it is. Toasted. Oh, I love it. I gotta admit, I was worried it was going down. Where I was looking, I'm like, okay, Hellblasters, okay, Devastator Squad. I'm getting the end of the list. I'm like, okay, this is bothering me. I'm not seeing what I want to see. All right, but it's there. I'm just trying to get to it right now. And I made a video of it yesterday. Right? Oh, yeah. This is really cool. Things like even the Predator Annihilator and Predator Destructor got something cool as well, right? I know they're not heavily used tanks, but I think they want to make sure that if you had them, they still offered something. I find it nice that each model type has some sort of power to them now. Yeah. Exactly, yeah. And so the Destructor, for instance, has the Destructor ability. Each time a small makes a ranged attack that targets an infantry unit, improve the armor penetration characteristic of the attack by 1. So that's great, right? So you're firing away with, where is it? The Predator Autocannon, Rapid Fire 2. It's 48 strength. You get 4 attacks. It's strength 9, AP 1, so it becomes AP 2 against infantry. And then the Annihilator does the same thing. Each time the ranged attack made by this model is allocated to a monster vehicle model, a reroll a damage roll of 1. So this is, again, you're not rerolling hits if you're doing your damage roll, and for its twin link lascan, I think it's d6 plus 1. Where is it? Predator twin lascan, it's d6 plus 1. So if you roll that 1, oh no, I'm rerolling that. So instead of doing 2 damage, it offers a possibility of doing more. Again, monster vehicle. It's a tank or a monster hunter, right? It's really cool. Really, really cool. But let's get to the bottom. I did a video yesterday, but I got to mention again because it made me super happy to see. Scrolling through the characters, Cassia's still there. Sicarius is still there. Right? Tigurius, Calgar, obviously. Cronus is still there. Intellian's still there. But right underneath Talion, Tyrannic War Veterans. They're there. Like I covered in the video, they are amazing at killing Tyranids, as they should be. The big change with them, really, and again, the way they designed it is very smart. Instead of putting, like in the last couple editions with Tyrannic War Veterans, it was their guns that were special, right? They got to reroll wounds or whatever, but it was their gun that was doing all the damage to these special, the special issue bolters, the longer range, AP -2, like 1 damage, AP -1, 2 damage, anyways, something like that. But it was like the equipment. And every time you read about Tyrannic War Veterans, it says their greatest weapon is skill, but it's really hard to translate. We're really good at killing Tyranids into the rules. Well, they finally managed it. Again, these guys have the same stat lines as everybody else. That isn't a battle line. So C1, leadership 6+, 2 wounds, 3 plus armor, safe toughness 4. What I really like here is all their weapons. So the bolt pistol, a bolt gun. Their bolt gun's different though. It's not rapid fire. It always has 2 attacks, which is, I guess, okay. If it was rapid fire, you get that extra attack. That's okay. And your close combat weapon, they have 3 attacks each, are all anti-Tyranid 4+, which means they're getting critical hits on a 4+. You can still wound depending on what you're shooting at on a 3+, but you're getting critical hits on a 4+, which means you're getting an automatic wound, which is good against Tyranids. Now again, to help push that whole experience as the greatest weapon, they have Tyrannic War Veterans ability. So weapons equipped by models in this unit have the devastating wounds ability when targeting Tyranid units. So you get that 4+ critical hit, it's auto wounding, and now it's causing a mortal wound. So you're causing mortal wounds on Tyranids of any kind, which is fantastic. I was so happy with that. It made me so happy. I was afraid they were going to be one of those units, again, because the models were taken out. They came back briefly there, I think a week or 2 ago, back briefly, but then gone again. So it's like, oh man, no, you can't take away my Tyranids, my Tyrannic War Veterans. But they kept them. They're still there to some extent. This makes me slightly happy because I think they're one of the few Space Marine units that are strictly, other than characters, are strictly sort of an Ultramarine thing, right? You got lots of characters, which is great, but nothing that screams, hey, this is strictly Ultramarines when it comes to outside of the standard character genre there. Just probably get back to this scout. I kind of want to get them done. Again, one of the big changes is in certain units, they've removed some options. Nothing huge. I have to look through because I haven't really seen every single option. That's the other big thing is sergeants, at least for Space Marines. I haven't seen the other stuff there other than a few things here, but it looks like sergeants, for the most part, are only really there for the different weapon options now, in terms of having, right? So if I look at, another good example, let's find a good one here. Judicar, he's pretty cool. Yeah, so again, Sternguard are a good option because they have everything. Vanguard can kind of have everything. Command Squad. Oh, the other thing is Command Squad's all been put back together now. So you take a standard Space Marine Command Squad, it is made up of a Apothecary, Company Ancient, Company Champion, 2 Company Veterans. So the 5 guys, that's it. It's one big unit again, no more of this picking and choosing. Ancients, like you can have an Ancient Terminator armor, You can have Blade Guard Ancient that's separate. Your Primaris Ancient is separate, but yeah. Let's see here. I'm trying to find a good example of this here. Well, here, back to the Scout Squad again, right? I'll go that. You have 1 Scout Sergeant and 4 to 9 Scouts. They all have the same stat line, right? If you give, say, the Scout Sergeant, you replace his bolt gun with Astartes Chainsword, then he has 4 attacks instead of the standard 2 that a close combo gets. If you give your guys a combat knife, it's now 3 attacks instead of 2. So sergeants really don't add anything more other than different weapon options. So you can still have a sergeant that's got a plasma pistol and a power sword if you want, or what have you. Same with the tactical squad. There's no more, right? They're still built in, but there's no hey, look, I've got a sergeant. There's no extra attacks, no extra leadership, which is kind of cool. Again, it's simplified everything. The models still there. They're still usable, but it's fun. What do you guys think? Where are you guys on this? You think this is a benefit? Do you like the new indexes? And for those who've read the Tyranid one far more than I have, because I haven't really read it all that well, what do you guys think of it? Is it the same thing? Is it a bit more freeing, do you find? Makes sense? Just trying to get this guy painted up. I want to get him back in the field with my Scout Squads here so I can get them back up. So I guess I'll have a 6-man Scout Squad now as opposed to 5-man. I'm using him. Kind of make up that number now. Get him done up here. Just trying to get these blues done up. Then I have some lines. Like for the most part, could you go with the Vanguard vet stuff for me? I heard they lost weapon. Vanguard veterans. Yeah, of course we can go over that for you, man. Absolutely. Let's get down to them. Where are they? The index is still. It's a little confusing because they'll start doing the battle line. All of a sudden they've got HQ choices. I guess they don't. Okay, so are you looking at? Again, there's 2 options here, right? So you have the Vanguard Veteran Squad, which without jump pack, and they are equipped with bolt pistol and heirloom weapon. An heirloom weapon is a melee weapon, 4 attacks, strength 5, AP -1, damage 1. Any number of models can have their bolt pistol placed on the following: Storm Shield, Grab Pistol, Hand Flamer, Infernal Pistol, or Plasma Pistol. Right? If you have the Storm Shield, you have a 4+ invulnerable save. But yeah, that's it. So you can have your Grab Pistol, Hand Flamer, Infernal Pistol, Plasma Pistol, and they come with an heirloom weapon, which is, I guess, like a superpower weapon. With jump packs, they're equipped with bolt pistol heirloom weapons, and yeah, they have the same option. Any number of models can each have their bolt pistol placed on the following: Storm Shield, Grav Pistol, Hand Flamer, Infernal Pistol, or Plasma Pistol. So that's what they have now in terms of what they can have, which I'm pretty sure is in line with the box. So they're pretty. I'm not sure. I'd have to break up my old codex. I don't run Vanguard Veteran myself, but yeah, that seems to be. And again, it's 1 Vanguard Veteran Sergeant and 4 to 9 veterans. So yeah, hopefully that helps. But yeah, Judicar, Reaver Squad. The Reaver Squad's pretty cool. They've gotten a little bit better. They have their. They have the options there. They come with special use of bolt pistol and combat knife. So again, not very good AP, not much armor penetration. I do have the Fearsome Assault. At the start of fight phase, each enemy within an engagement range of one more unit's its ability must take a battle shock test, which is nice. That's going to be a big one. And then you have Terror Troop Aura, one enemy unit within 6 inches of the model. Each time it takes a battle shock or leadership test, subtract 1 for that test. So that's actually pretty cool. So just by being there, you're causing battle shock, and you're causing it at a -1. That's pretty cool. Of course, they have the grapple launcher. But yeah, so everybody's got something that makes them unique. There's some new Terminators, of course, which is fantastic. They do have the Relic Terminators in there, too. So they have their special abilities. That's cool. What I find funny, I'm trying to get to it right now. Drop pods. Where's the drop pod? Transports. What makes me unique? Oh man, gee, everything makes you unique, man. You're a dude, and you eat all the weird food, so we don't have to. No, man, I'm glad you. I'm glad to know you, man. I'm glad to know you. Let's see here if I can get to it. Boom. If I get to transports, my God, there's so many things in here. It's ridiculous. Tanks. We got tanks. They got so many bloody tanks. If anybody says 2 devices going, well, thank you. That's awesome. I'm just trying to get the transports here because that's where things start getting a bit interesting. So of course, you have the Land Raider that they showed off there a little while back. Assault ramp back, which is great. So you can actually they can move and they can charge out of it. So this model has don't tell anyone, but I'm building a Space Marine. Shh, it's a secret. They have capacity of 12 Adeptus Astartes infantry. Each jump pack, Wolf, and Gravis or Terminator takes up 2 spaces. Each Centurion takes, so they can take anything, right? And that's the same with all the Land Raider variants. Then you have we've got the Repulsor, which can carry, again, anything. The Executioner, which can carry, it can carry less and carry 6 Adeptus Astartes infantry. Okay, and then we get to the Rhino, and this is where it gets. I do like the new index. From what I've read, both indexes, it does open up to new playstyles ideas. Well, I hope so. So Rhino has the automatic repair, like the auto repair, like the self-repair, as they call it. But it has a capacity of 12 Adeptus Astartes infantry models. And that's cool because that's actually up 2 from before. It cannot transport Jump Pack, Wolfen, Tacticus, Phobos, Bravo, Centurion, or Terminator models. So basically, you're stuck to anything that's in old school power armor. Technically, Scouts could even hop in there, right? So I'll keep mine for my Devastator squads and my Tyrannic War Veterans and Tactical squads. The same thing with Razorback, same limitations. Your Impulsor, let's see, Impulsor has transfer capacity of 6 Tacticus or Phobos infantry. It cannot transport Jump Pack models. So your Impulsor can't take Gravis or Terminator. So again, it's sort of just, it's going to be more interesting. We start to see new detachment rules. Yes, that'd be nice. We only got the one, this one you get the Gladius detachment. That's it. So again, it's enough to get you started. Now here's the cool thing. You have to drop pods. You can take, Primaris in it. So it has 10 Adeptus Astartes infantry models. That's your transport. It cannot transport Jump Pack, Wolfen, Gravis, Centurion, or Terminator. So Tacticus is in. So anything that's wearing Phobos armor, your standard Space Marine power armor, Scouts, I guess, any intercessor of any kind, anything of Phobos armor, it can take, which is cool. Now again, you have the Landspeeder Storm, which only takes Scouts or Sergeant Tellian. What was the other one here? Yes. The Stormraven gunship. That's the next big one. Now it's cool. It has 12 Astartes, infantry, 1 dreadnought. Each jump pack, Wolfman, Gravis, or turn armor takes up space of 2 and Centurion. So again, it can transport anything, which is cool. And like I said, all the characters are there. Now, again, some of them we're not going to see a lot of. Cronus, I haven't looked at the other stuff. Like, if anybody wants me to go over those characters, absolutely. But I've only been looking at the Ultramarines, obviously. But Cronus is cool. There's a tank commander. If he's commanding vehicle, ranged weapons are now have a ballistic skill of 2+. You can re-roll 1 wound when resolving those attacks. He is lone operative if when he disembarks from a vehicle. Now, the thing is, he can only be in the old school model. So, I mean, you could put him on a Land Raider because those are going to be pretty powerful, I think. But everything else is the old school stuff. He doesn't do anything from the new, obviously. And Tellian, as cool as he is, I like him. We call him Sean Connery because, well, he looks like Sean Connery. Quietus has precision. Precision is cool. The sniper scouts have that, so you can actually pick off characters and units, like leader units, what have you. You can, it's got 2 attacks, 36-inch range, strength 4, AP -2, 3 damage. It's cool. He's got 4 attacks with combat knife, which is good. He's got infiltrators, leaders, scouts, and stealth. So again, he's harder to hit. Voice of experience is great. He's leading unit. You improve the objective control characteristic of models in that by 1. So now, say if he's a large unit of, say, sniper scouts, they're OC2, which is great, right? Let's see, and each model in that unit makes an attack, add 1 to the hit roll. Great, so you're hitting even harder with your weapons, whatever they may be. Guiding hand is actually really cool. This has been improved as well. Before it was just 1 model. Now, while the model's leading unit, each time that unit select to shoot or fight, select one of the following abilities applied to weapons equipped on models in that unit's line of face. So either lethal hits, precision, or sustain hits 1. So again, great way. It's the whole unit. Now, again, I won't see him very much. He's epic hero, which is cool, but the only thing he leads are scout squads and scout sniper squads. That's it. It's cool. These characters are still around. I thought when they got range rotated, I was, again, that's what I feared for my Training War veterans. I thought, oh, they're out. We're not going to see them anymore. Maybe they'll be in some sort of special thing later on, but they're still here. But yeah, so again, I don't think we'll see those characters very often. The same with things like Cassius, when you have like Calgar or Tigurius running around, or let's see, like Cassius is pretty cool. His Artificer Crozius he's got 5 attacks, strength 6, which is great. He's got Infernus, which is anti-infantry 4+, devastating wounds, ignorance cover, and Torrent. It's got 12-inch range though, so it's kind of weird that it looks like they just took, because Infernus, I don't know, maybe if they missed something here, but it's it's a combi weapon, right? And a combi weapon's all sort of the same thing. So it's just short range, which is good. He should be in close combat. That's where he's most effective. He's got Feel No Pain 5+, which is good. He's only toughness 4, so he wrote his toughness down. 4+ invulnerable save. Everybody gets devastating wounds. Catechism of Death with models leading unit. Melee weapons equipped by models that unit have the devastating wounds ability. That's actually pretty good. You put them with a good unit of close combat guys. Inspired Retribution. This is exactly the same as before. If a model's killed on a 4+, you don't remove it. You get to fight, and then you remove it, right? Again, probably won't be seeing a lot of him, even with someone like, again, also because he's limited to what he can lead. Assault Squad, Command Squad, Stern Guard. So there's that. Tactical Squad, Trident War Veterans, and Vanguard Veteran Squads. The same with Sicarius, Assault Squad, Command Squad, right? So there's only so many things he can lead. Of course, there's better characters out there now. I mean, Tigurius is pretty cool. He can lead a whole bunch of different things. Even he's a little limited, but if Calgar can lead pretty much anything. We can't read tactical squads. They only lead all the new stuff, really. So yeah, it's a little limiting, but it's fun. It's I think it's pretty cool. You got, of course, you have to have Uriel Ventress. You can only be Assault, Intercessor, or Stern Guard. So again, a little limited. And Gulliman, who's an absolute beast now. Wow. And of course, we get into the other chapters there. Tor Garadon, who's pretty cool. He's got Artificer Gravgun and his Hand of Defiance, which is pretty nasty. Strength 12. Howdy. Hello. Howdy. Welcome to the fun times. Man, lots of cool stuff. I mean, heck, Pedro Cantor's there. Lysander's still there. The new Caven Shrike's there. Adrax Agatone is there, as is Vulcan Histan. I'm glad he made it. Casero Khan, which is probably my favorite of the newer character models. He looks pretty cool. Although I kind of don't know why they don't have him on a bike. It just seems a little silly to... Seems a little silly not to have him on a bike. I feel like it's kind of a missed opportunity. Because he can lead Assault Intercessor Squads, and Stern Guard Veteran Squads. Legends are coming, burn all my minis. Yeah. Some stuff's been relocated to Legends, some of it hasn't. And Casero Khan's the last one. So yeah, there's a lot of it's just been a great index. They did such a good job. Everybody's got their own, every unit's got their own fluffy little thing. Whether you take a Primaris Lieutenant or Lieutenant, they have to say, "Lol, no, Rob, don't burn them in. Don't set fire to your stuff, please. Keep your minis. Keep your minis. It's just part of the thing. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose on it. I'm really glad that some of the models I like to use are still around. I was a little worried there for a bit. Tech Marines, Astartes Servitors, Intercessor Squads. Inferno Squad is cool too. That's one I like there. Purge the foe. In your shooting phase, after the unit has shot, you can select one enemy infantry unit hit by one or more of those attacks. Maybe with a Pyroblast, the enemy must take a battle shock test. That's nasty. And the Pyroblast is pretty cool. Very short range, 12 inches, but strength 5. That's not bad at all. That's pretty cool. But yes, I don't know. I'm pretty pumped. I'm definitely, once I get these guys all sort of done up, I'm definitely gonna hop in there and try and get where did it go? I'm definitely try and get some games. Even I just play some solo games just to really get into it and see what this has to offer. It's lots of cool stuff. Now, where did that go? There it is. It's known from the silver. This is an old model. Used to be a Blood Angel Scout, but I decided to make it an Ultramarine Scout again. Now, there's a couple things I noticed. Really, the we don't have to worry too much anymore about HQ choices and troop choices and what have you, because that's sort of just out now. You just need one HQ. I mean, it's still there. Just one HQ choice, which is cool, but it's just more of a leader unit now. And, and battle line, which, again, I don't know what other detachments might be like. Maybe things will let you switch battle line. Who knows? But, they've really fully and truly gotten away from the old school troop choice, HQ choice, fast attack, and all that. They're just sort of right? Obviously, there's keywords like battle line and infantry and jump pack and mounted for those on bikes, and there's all that sort of stuff. So there's important stuff in there, right? The armor types, right? Which is cool. But yeah, we're no more. You need to have an HQ and troop choices like way back in the day, right? Which is just it's a bit weird to me because I spent so much time going, okay, I need one HQ choice and troop choices. God. And now it's like, well, I need an HQ choice. And, I could, if I wanted to, if I was playing, say, Dark Angels, I could fill all three of my battle line squads. Again, the Dark Angels might be different depending on how they want to do it. I could fill my 3 elite choices with my Deathwing Terminators. And, so and then I can take 3, and then I have 6 battle line. Well, I can, it's really just, it's different. Now, the other thing that got me about this index, and I looked over it, thought maybe I missed it. Maybe I was just having a blind moment. Maybe I just wasn't seeing it. And They Shall Know No Fear is gone. It's gone. It's not there. It's gone. Which is kind of weird because it was one of those, and it's gotten less and less important as each edition's gone on, but it was like in 3rd and 4th, it was huge. And They Shall Know No Fear was massive. Especially in stuff like 4th, where you could, if you defeated a unit, you could actually chase them down. Well, you couldn't do that to Space Marines. If you tried to chase down a Space Marine that you beat in battle and say it failed a leadership test and it ran and you ran into it, you just fought again, right? It was a big deal. And They Shall Know No Fear was huge. It's gone now. I mean, each edition's gotten less and less and less important. Now it's just gone. All right, so obviously I was making an assumption on other streams that we'd have maybe there's something to get around Battle Shock or less than Battle Shock or something, but no, they will suffer along with everybody else, which is, I think, probably beneficial in the long run for them. I'm trying to find all my paints where they keep going, keep moving them around. I think it's probably beneficial that they don't have, like, maybe if we did that, people might get upset about what's going on, right? Oh, Space Marines ignore Battle Shock, but no, they will have to deal with it like everybody else, which is, kind of cool. Obviously, leadership has definitely changed significantly over the last decade and a bit, or even longer since 4th edition. So it's a bit interesting to me. I'm just going to do some line highlighting here on this missile launcher because I can. Got to do a little line highlighting just to make things interesting. I'm not going to spend a ton of time on this guy because I probably won't have him out too much, but it'll be good to be able to field a legal unit in battle, right? Things change. You got to evolve with them. Or I had an employer once said, "Evolve or die," and I took that to heart. You got to evolve, or you're gonna die. Yes, Rob. Again, please don't get rid of any of your models. I know a lot of hard work went into them. You are a very talented individual, so I hope even if you just keep them around as inspiration for another unit or another model somewhere along the line, I think that'd be great. I hate to see models get destroyed or burnt for nothing. We don't want to be one of those crazy people who buys a starter set just to burn it into some twisted version of some sort of anti-Games Workshop shenanigans there. All right, that's a bit better. Now with some little highlighting here. But yeah, so what do you guys think? And to those of you who managed to get your hands on a Leviathan, what part are you most excited for? What unit is the one you really want? What is that what's the thing you really, really wanted and you're glad you got? Let me know. I gotta get some. There we go. Enchanted Blue. Get some highlights going on this armor. Just a quick little. Again, I'm just doing this quick because I want a unit that's legal because they changed things on me. How dare they? How dare Games Workshop change their product on me? John reminds me I need to finish the base and next batch of models. Well, go get those done. Get them out while we're here. You said, what do we want in the index that we got? Oh, no, if you were able to get, well, hey, if there was something, is there something in the index that really popped out to you that you really liked, that you're really happy? And if you're able to help get your hands on Leviathan, what's the unit that you really want to get done more than anything else? What's that unit that you're going to hit first? I'm just trying to get some highlighting done on this guy. Because I want him to look sharp. I always see people won't be looking too close at him. He's going to be hidden away somewhere using that stealth and concealed positions abilities to great effect. It's going to be nice to be able to fire off. In other news, what other news? Not picking up myself, but I really want to paint the Ballista Strike from Eldras. Yes, that one does look cool. Well, to the point I do get that my Dreadnought will fill in that role somewhat, a little bit lesser, but mine will be running the Twinling Glass Cannon Missile Launcher. It's one of the better ones. Have it sit at the back, lay down some death on the enemy. I crack back open to Dominus. Hey man, you know what? That's the beautiful thing about this hobby. You can always go back and touch up something, or I think we've all seen the many jokes about the pile of shame, right? Or opportunity, depending on how you look at it. I think we've all got ancient stuff that we could probably be finishing up at some point or another, just to say, hey, look, I did it. It's done. I did my thing. Just trying to do some quick line edging here. Get this guy in a sort of similar looking try and get some more stuff done there, some line highlighting done. Going to make a late dinner. You do that, man. Trying to pick a chapter out here. I even got a Rogue Trader. Hey, man. Rogue Trader is a cool one. That brings me back to the days. Pick whatever makes you happy. That is the one thing. I mean, I'll say it right now. This is just the index. I don't think this is a full thing. Obviously, I think there's a few typos and little mistakes in here that hopefully will get fixed for the full codex and the actual data cards when they come out. It is, yes, enjoy your dinner, my friend. Doing my first model. Awesome, G. That's awesome. Well, mine is going in the Ultramarines direction. It is a little lacking on character. Obviously, we'll see what happens when the other Space Marine stuff comes out, but we'll see what happens. It's all very much, I don't know. I don't think no fear is ever going to come back. It might, but who knows? Maybe that's something that's being left till the actual codex comes out to give us another little surprise. Obviously, this index is sort of just tiding us over so we can start playing games right now. Yes, Jaco, plus Ultra with us. Oh, I don't know, man. Yeah, I mean, I'm an OG Ultra man. I've been there for a while. Not one of you noobs, right? Like even you, Mythos. Come on. Oh yeah, I love Space Marine the video game. That was a great game. I cannot wait till Space Marine 2 comes out. And Bolt Gun, which I think you just picked up, didn't you, G? The that one's actually cool. I did not know that was basically a sequel to Space Marine, without obviously having Titus in there. But it's awesome. Calgar's pretty cool. Calgar's a cool guy. I like Calgar. He's a cool character. Has been for a while. Yeah, Bolt Gun's cool. I like Bolt Gun. It's so much nostalgia just wrapped up in a little ball. It's a good one. And I just got to do some touch-ups now and basing, and this guy is done. I do have Wolves and Black Templars, but that's in their story. Yeah, well, we'll see what's going on with them shortly as well. I think early next week we'll be seeing what's going on with their codices, see what they got for Wolves. Now, I'm kind of hoping that they get their own set of data slates with all the same stuff, although I have a feeling, just by judging by looking at this index, that you're going to need a Space Marine index or Space Marine data cards and a Space Wolf data cards together. I don't know. I'm gonna look at this again because we got the Gladius Task Force, obviously Space Wolves and all those, but we'll have others. But if I go for even a Captain, I don't see anything for like Space Wolf gear. Other books had that. The last codex you could have like a Battle Wolf leader, but I don't actually see anything specifically designed for Space Wolves in here. Now it does say in those vehicles, Wolfen and stuff like that. But I don't know. It's kind of hard to figure out right now. I'm wondering, hoping if we'll get generic Vanguard weapons and Stern Guard weapons back as non-generic weapons when the actual codex comes out. I don't know. The Stern Guard are pretty cool. I mean, like things like the. I think I'm going to individualize. Go for it, man. I love individual models. It gives a character to a unit. So yeah, what do you mean by non-generic weapons? Like an heirloom weapon is just sort of like a generic power weapon sort of thing. I'm just gonna look here. Let's go to Stern Guard. Stern Guard. Come on, Stern Guard. Yeah, definitely each model tells a story. Yeah, I like that too. Like combat weapons are all generic now, and the melters are flammers. So that's true. That is true. Need some bits. Well, that's the benefit of knowing lots of people have deep pit. Yeah, so we go to Stern Guard. Yeah, they have a combi weapon, which is just anti-infantry 4 plus devastating wounds rapid fire 1. Yeah. I have a feeling we probably will. These don't, like I said, I think there's some typos. It doesn't feel complete. It's cool that they have like a melt weapon. Like, yeah, in the picture here, there's one that's got just a bolt rifle, but he's standing next to a guy who's holding a combi weapon that does have a melt weapon. But yeah, he's got the bolt rifle, heavy bolter, stam guard, the bolt rifle. And the thing is, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, and the weapons are generic, no claws, fists, or hammers. Yeah, exactly. Maybe I have a feeling, again, like I was saying, maybe they want to leave some stuff to surprise us with later. To say, hey, look, here's your lightning claws. Here's a whole unit of Stern Guard or Vanguard vets with lightning claws. Here's a Stern Guard. Yeah, they don't have any of that. Nothing. This is unfortunate. But hopefully we'll see something soon enough. Just trying to add a little detail to this grenade on his. There you go. And some seraphim on the face. what tanks would be ideal to get? Well, the newer stuff would probably be your best bet, simply because it's the new, right? Some tank action, yeah. Again, the newer stuff's probably your better bet. It is like, let me get to the tanks here. So yeah, for instance, if you've got things like, you've got your Predators, which is the old school like battle tank, right? Whether it's the Destructor, which is anti-infantry, or the Predator Annihilator, which is like anti-monster vehicle. But then you've got the Gladiator Lancer, right? It's right. It comes with Lancer laser destroyer, 2 storm bolters, an armored hull, right? Lots of just extra weaponry. You can add on the iron hull, heavy stubber, Icarus rocket pack. It's got a ton more things. You go the Gladiator Reaper, which comes with the where is it here? 2 Tempest bolters, twin heavy onslaught Gatling cannons, right? Again, the onslaught Gatling cannon is devastating wounds, twin linked, 12 attacks, strength 6, AP 0, damage 1. Right? The Tempest bolter is rapid fire 4. It's 4 attacks, strength 4. Right? So the new stuff is definitely designed to put out. And then you have you have the Gladiator Reaper, which would be like your Predator Destructor, big on destroying infantry. You have the Gladiator Valiant, which has your twin link Las Talon, which is a 2 attack, strength 10, AP 3, AP minus 3, D6 plus 1, right? Again, it has rules. Each time model may attack with its twin Las Talon that targets the closest eligible monster or vehicle unit, add 1 to that hit. The same with the Gatling one. Rotating Death, as well as twin heavy onslaught Gatling cannon, says sustained hits 2 ability when targeting infantry units. So again, the Gladiator is the new version of the Predator. Right now, they're still there. The Vindicator's still, the Predator's still there. The Whirlwind's still there. Land Raider, of course, is still there if you want to use those. But yeah, the new tanks have so much more heavy firepower than those old ones do, right? I mean, if you look at the Valiant with, it's got 12 wounds, toughness 10, strength 10 weapon, and you go up to, let's look at the Predator, right? Predator Annihilator. It's got 1 less wound, same toughness, but it's twin link las cannons. Actually, it's pretty comparable. Strength 14, las cannon, and the Valiant has a strength. It's actually got weaker guns. That's weird. Still, it's armed up more. It's the new hotness, right? So I don't know. Yeah. Looking for sweet tank action, join the guard. That is true. They are the masters of the tank. You want to lay the smack on someone, you go guard. I mean, they're Lord of War. That's even a thing very much longer. Is one of the biggest, bestest tanks you can get. So, yeah, go with what's biggest and bestest. All right. To base this guy, we're done with him, and we can add him into our. Yeah, I think I have the same problem. A lot of us have nostalgia. Yeah, I'm going to keep my Predator because why not? It's a tank hunter. It'll blow up tanks, right? Back up my infantry as they surge forward, trying to capture objectives. I like the fact that they were able to give these different units special abilities that kind of are fluffy. And I like the fact that the old stuff wasn't ignored. Dimension Guard, I have won them since December because I played Dawn of War is a fun game. And that's the thing I also like. Space Marines are nasty again. right? Like they've really upped the damage ability in these guys. I mean, you saw those units there of guardsmen, your Cadian stormtroopers there, or Cadian shock troopers. Sorry, you can I can have 22 of them in a unit. Holy crap, that's nuts, right? And then you go, oh, but wait, my 5 assault intercessors can put out 20 attacks, right? Oh, and I can re-roll them if you're on objective or if you're charging in somewhere. I can do all this extra damage, or extra hits or re-rolls. So yeah, they're nasty. I'm happy to see that, because I think Space Marines that's something was missing while they were trying to sort of balance everything out in the last couple editions. The Marines just weren't Marines anymore. They weren't hitting hard. They weren't doing the necessary damage, and they should, right? Marines should be terrifying. Like things even like the Vindicators, toughness 11, the Demolisher Cannon. You have D6 with 3 attacks, strength 14. It's a little short range, but again, they did the same thing. The Siege Shield is there. When making range attacks, this Demolisher Cannon can target enemy units within engagement range of it, provided other friendly units are also in the engagement range of the enemy unit. In addition, when making range attacks, Mel does not suffer a penalty to hit rolls for being engagement range over enemy units. That's cool. So the shield actually does something. I love that. And I thought orcs were brutal cunning. Man, I can't wait to see the orc one, because I think people are going to be blown away just how vicious orcs are going to be. I mean, if Marines have a ton of attacks, orcs are going to have bucket loads of dice. And as they should. That was the coolest thing. I remember I always want to try the Vindicator. Yeah, I have 2 of them in my Black Templars, which I've been tempted to paint up as Ultramarines and add them in there to sort of build up my Ultramarines vehicle pool a little bit. Vindicators are pretty cool. But yeah, orcs should be rolling bucket loads of dice. Just dice. They definitely that's what I always loved about orcs back in the day, just the amount of dice you could roll. You'd fire with a Tazza squad at close range, and all right, we're rolling up 20 dice, and orcs like, okay, here's 50. And I'm shooting with my shooters. I shouldn't hit anything, but then they roll up 50 dice and they get 45 sixes, which is exactly the orc should be. You should be like, how does that even work? It shouldn't work, but it does. Why, orcs? Why? Right? Yeah, no, this index is a lot of fun. It has been a lot of fun to read through, just discovering all the little special rules that they've thrown in for every unit. And there's some, like, I haven't even looked at really the Storm Speeder. I haven't looked at because I don't have one. I just keep looking at different ones and Scepter squads. New York's going to have awesome stuff. Although there's some puny guy and index for enemy guys. Even though it seems weaker, random jabronis from the... I don't know. The 5 that miss are shooting ground and shooting... Yeah, exactly. Now, orc shooting was always hilarious because it shouldn't work, and it does. I don't know, man. So even the suppressor squad, suppression fire. Shooting phase FC unit shot, select one enemy unit hit by one or more of those attacks made with the accelerator auto cannon. Until start next turn, while this unit is on the battlefield, the enemy unit is suppressed. While unit is suppressed each time a model that unit makes attack, subtract 1 from the... See, that's cool. Again, they're a suppressor squad. That's what they have a rule that lets them do what they're supposed to do. Attack bike. I have an attack bike. I think it's really cool. They have an outrider escort rule, which is, again, something you should do. Once per turn in your opponent's shooting phase, when a friendly Adeptus Astartes mounted unit within 6 inches of the unit is selected as a target of attack, this unit can use this ability. If it does, after the enemy unit has finished making its attacks, this unit can shoot as if your shooting phase. When resolving those attacks, it can only target the enemy unit, and only if it is an eligible target. So, yeah, if you've got, say you're big on That's here's me trying to start my Marines, and I've been told to get guard. Now I'm multi orcs. Man, CG, you gotta go back to the orcs, man. It's me with some Ultramarines. I'm like, man, I'm gonna do Dark Elder, and Game Search will pop out over like more Marines. Okay. But yeah, like these units, like assault bike squads, are supposed to be escorts, and they're doing what their unit should do. The Scout Bike Squad, which I should probably get done. Even your bike squad. And I have Outriders. I have to get those guys built. Let's see what the Outriders do. An Outrider squad, which apparently can have an Invader ATV in it. That's cool. Turbo Beast. Each time a unit advances, do not make an advance roll for it. Instead, roll until the end of the phase. Add 6 inches to move characteristic. That's cool. As it should be. Yeah. It's like the boyfriend meme, walking off the Marine, orc walks by, look back. Yeah, that's me in Ultramarines. You can. I will sell my firstborn for Ultramarines. No, that's wrong. Ballistus. Oh, so much cool stuff. Let's see what the Brutalis does. Brutalis charge. Each time model ends, charge moves like one enemy within engagement range of it and roll on a d6. On a 2 to 3, the enemy suffers d3 mortal wounds. On a 4 or 5, the enemy user suffers 3 mortal wounds. On a 6, the unit suffers d3 plus 3 mortal wounds. Oh my lord, that's even before doing anything. That's what I'm talking about. Like this Brutalis Dreadnought. I'm just going to charge up, and one enemy unit engagement range, probably the one you're going to be charging. I'm just going to roll a d6 and see what happens. Oh, look at that. I rolled a 6, so you take at least 4 mortal wounds, up toward 6 mortal wounds. Okay. That could be enough to finish a squad. That's disgusting. And that's before you even get to its, its Brutalis talents. And depending on what you do, either 6 or 10 attacks. I don't know. Or Brutalis Fist. I don't know. Oh, there's so much gross stuff. What is the what does our Redemptor? It's got during your turn, each time attack is allocated to this model, subtract 1 from damage characteristics. So it just stays around longer. Man, these are good. Alright. So here we are again working on this little scout guy there. Just got him painted up to look like an Ultramarine, and now I'm going to just wait for this basing stuff to dry up. Dry brush it and paint the trim black to match everything else. And I've got now a fully formed scout squad again. I like the fact, again, that's one of those cool ones that everything just sort of, it fell in line. They did it, the rules justice. They did say it was going to be a fluffier edition. And I really think they've definitely hit the nail on the head. I mean, everything's got something that it can do, right? Oh, okay, and that's cool. So all your ancients are also leaders, and you can lead. All you can lead is relative. Oh, and here's what's cool. You can attach a small to one of the above units, even if the captain, chapter master, lieutenant model has already been attached to it. If you do and that bodyguard unit is destroyed, the leader unit attached to it becomes separate units in their original starting strength. Okay, that's cool. And that's the same for all of them. Blade Guard, Ancient, your Primaris Ancient, although he can be attached to a lot more guys. What do Ancients do? You've got the Astartes banner. Well, smallest leading unit, add 1 to the objective control characteristic. That's cool. So if you have a nice big unit of Marines, I could see that being good for something like Crusader squads. They have a lot of Marines in there. And then unbreakable duty. Well, models within range of an objective marker and or within 6 inches the center of the battlefield. This model has feel no pain 4+ ability. That's cool. So he's literally standing in the middle of the battlefield. You see, that's cool because that's almost like a cinematic thing, right? You see Marines fighting on the left and right behind him, missiles, and here he's just standing there with this banner, courage and honor for the Primarch, for the Emperor, and just rounds firing off of him, things that should be stopping him. He's just like, no, I plant my banner here and nothing will stop me. That's cool. See, that's cool. That's really cinematic. Apothecaries are also leaders. Okay. So I'm looking at the biologist right now, apothecary, right? So he has surgical precision. This model's leading unit. Weapons equipped with the model now have the lethal hits. That's cool because, again, he's not a healing apothecary. He's one who's trying to figure out the weaknesses of the enemy and then, of course, use it against them. He's Vivis Spectrum. This model's unit destroys enemy unit as a result of a melee attack until the end of battle. This model... Whoa, okay, what? This is cool. Vivis Spectrum. So the model's unit destroys an enemy unit as a result of a melee attack until the end of the battle. This model has an objective control characteristic of 9. Dude! Of course, your normal Primaris, he's a leader. He's got the Narthekium. All models leading unit. Your command phase, you can return 1 destroyed model, excluding character models to that unit. That's cool. Gene C recovery. When this model's bodyguard unit is destroyed, roll a d6. On a 2+, you gain 1 CP. That's cool. Okay. Well, even your company champion is a leader. Everything, it just, wow. Now, this is just so well put together. And I know I sound like a fanboy saying that. But I was not expecting this much great detail and everything, right? Everything's got something that makes it feel like it would if you were like trying to come up with some cinematic thing. Even your heavy intercessors, right? Just standing there on an objective, just plugging away, right? Just sitting there holding the objective, rounds bouncing off their armor, just laying down heavy cover fire while small arms fire, even big stuff is just flying off their armor. These heavy, tough guys, lots of wounds, just not budging an inch, which is great. And then, of course, you have Lieutenant with a combi weapon. That's the new one from the set. Right? He's pretty cool. He's a bit weird. He's got a combi weapon. Again, just like Neith was saying, it's pretty generic. It looks like he's got a flamer on there, but it's anti-infantry, 4+, devastating wounds, rapid fire 1. It's basically just like a bolter. It's got 1 attack, 3+, ballistic skill. All right. He's got feel no pain, 5+, infiltrator, lone operative, and stealth. So he's a bit harder to hit. It's really cool. He's got the paired combat blades, which gets anti-tyranid 4+ and sustained hits. He's got 5 attacks. Again, weapon skill 2+. Now he is... What is he here? He's not a leader, right? What does it say here? He cannot be used he can't be selected as your warlord, right? He's sort of, I guess, a lone survivor from the force beforehand. He's priority objective identified. At the start of the first battle round, if your army contains 1 or more models with ability, you can select 1 objective marker on the battlefield to be a priority objective until the end of the battle. While friendly Adepti Astartes unit is within 6 inches of this model, each time a model on that unit makes an attack, it targets an enemy unit. While in range of priority target, reroll a wound roll of 1. Okay. Evade and survive. Once per turn, when an enemy unit ends a normal advance or fallback move within 9 inches of the unit, if this unit is not within engagement range, 1 more of enemy units, it can make a normal move. Okay. Like he's lone operative, so he's on his own, right? That's cool. Again, he's not a leader, though. He's a lieutenant, but he's not a leader. He's not like other lieutenants who are leaders. Man, so cool. Okay. Gonna finish this guy up before we log off for the night. I'm actually pretty happy. He's coming along very, very well. Just a little bit of extra work here and there. Super happy. All right, lots of just cool stuff. Brush, come here, Brush. Come here, Brush. I need you. I know about you guys, but I'm rather stoked for this. I don't know. I think 10th is going to be really cool. Don't know where the story's going to go. Don't know. Obviously, they're kind of changing up the direction. We've been stuck out in the eastern fringe for so long, and now we're going the other way. And Leviathan seems to be the big threat now. But again, for now, obviously, with everything that's gone on with where did I just put that? Everything that's gone on with Abaddon and Ashtor, and their being there and finding, getting their hand on the key, right? It's all very dramatic, and we'll see what happens in the long run. But they have to touch on that story some more before the end of this edition. So we'll probably have not seen the last of them, obviously. I have a feeling we'll see whenever the Chaos Index comes out, we'll probably see Astartes in there as another sort of weird character, probably able to work with a bunch of different armies. Again, he's a guy that supplies all the Chaos gods with their weaponry, right? So, well, we'll see. I can't wait to see what the Lion brings, and I'm excited to see what happens fluff-wise when and if the Lion and Guilliman finally meet up, because I think he's already met Dante, and I think it'll be interesting to see what happens when he finally meets up with an actual Primarch that isn't evil and goes, "Hey, Guilliman, what's up, dude? Like, what'd you do to my army?" Right? Obviously, I hope they go for a more of a happy meeting where there's finally, because Guilliman really does respect the Lion. He's one of the ones he respected a lot. So hopefully, out of that, we get to see them embrace each other as brothers. Here's a guy who, especially since in the fluff, he's sort of been told, Guilliman sort of kept everything together. But, he's on his own. There's no one, and he's got at least, there's at least 3 evil Primarchs out there, demon Primarchs. So I think it's going to be one of those things where Lion will show up and Guilliman will be like, "Oh, thank the Emperor, you're back. All right, let me get you up to speed on what happened, and let's go out there and start purging the bad guys." Right? Because their backs are definitely up against the wall now, especially with Leviathan coming back and this giant, basically Tyranid mod's about to close on the Imperium, the galaxy as a whole. There's actually something cool. The ninth edition trailer was far more hopeful, right? It's still the grim dark, but the sister going, "We have faith as our weapon, and if we're faithful enough, the Emperor seems to send his angels." And even the space marines go, our Imperium burns all around us. Our enemies are closing in and want to destroy us. Our numbers are few, but we will fight on to the very end, right? So there's a defiance. And then in the latest one with Guilliman there, you're really getting insight to his feeling about the thing, right? Everyone decries the Indominus Crusade, victory after victory, world after world. Victory, we're bringing the light of the Emperor back to the galaxy, right? We're making up for past mistakes. We're correcting the failed crusades. We're finishing them off. Everything's good, right? And he's like, "Yep," But then obviously, what you see in the video and the way he's talking, things are definitely not going okay, right? And it's a bit more sullen than the other ones. Right, he's you can see planet on his screen there. Planet after planet are going red. Right, obviously he's fighting, so the Tyranids are just consuming planet after planet after planet, and there's not much he can do to stop it. Right, so I think there's definitely going. I mean, I don't know how much more dark you can get in the grim dark, but people are thinking ahead to how 10th edition is going to end, and it hasn't even officially 100% started yet. But yeah, I don't know, guys. What do you guys think? Do you think this is going to be? Do you think the fluff is going to get darker and darker and darker? Are we actually going to get towards sort of like an actual end time thing, or the wolf time for the wolves out there? Will we see Russ and Khan and hell Korax come back? That feels like poop. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I agree. I think we'll see Russ. Do you think we'll see Korax or Khan, the Great Khan, come back? Yeah, it was a bit more intense, wasn't it? I mean, and then there's ones that like there's the dead ones. Do you think somehow, obviously it's 40K and there's lots of death, but do you think somehow Sanguinius could come back? Do you think maybe Sanguinar could be a psychic emanation? And that's one of the things they talked about in all the old Blood Angel codices. He was this. Some thought he could just be an ancient angel, or he could be the psychic, collective psychic belief of the Blood Angels in Sanguinius, that he could be coming back because he's got the weird connection, right? The minute that he fell in battle during the Horus Heresy to Horus, the Blood Angels manning the walls and fighting the Emperor's palace there went berserk, right? Because it's that weird psychic connection between him and his sons, right? When he was sullen, they were sullen. As he was happy, they were super happy. So maybe that psychic connection is still there, and who knows, that we could see the Sanguinar vanish, and all of a sudden, the angel's back, right? So I don't know. I think that'd be cool if they did that. I think it'd be great to bring him back. I think there's a few that have to stay dead. I think Ferrus Manus, it's kind of hard to come back from having your head chopped off, even as a Primarch. I'd love to see Vulcan back. Russ, I think Russ coming back would be great. I'd love to see a Russ Magnus fight. Again, I don't think. Again, they got to be careful because you can't make anything permanent. This isn't like when they ended Fantasy, where it was just one world blown up, and a lot of the more esoteric characters are the ones that had strong connections to magic or chaos sort of survived, or else died. This is like blowing up a whole galaxy. It's a lot harder, and you don't want to take out too many characters because then they start pissing people off. That's just my thought on it, though. Yeah, so much cool stuff. I'm actually looking right now. I'm heading up here. Again, I'm seeing a lot of things that were the old stratagems actually changed, or even warlord traits are now just enhancements. Like Adept of the Codex was a Ultramarines warlord trait. Now it's an enhancement, which is the same thing, right? You basically it says Captain Model only at the start of your command phase, the bearer of this battlefield. Instead of selecting a combat doctrine to be active for your army, you select the tactical doctrine. If you do so until starting next command phase, that doctrine is active for the bearer's unit only, even if you've already selected a doctrine to be active for your army in this battle. So again, you could say, oh man, I really need the assault doctrine this turn. I need to get in there and what have you. But then you go, but you know what, this squad over here, I need it to fall back and then shoot and charge again. I need that. So you can have it on that particular unit, right? A bolter discipline is cool. So Adept Astartes model only while a bearer is leading unit range weapons equipped by models in that unit has sustained hits 1 ability. In addition, while the bearer's unit is under the effects of the Devastator doctrine, each time on that unit makes a ranged attack, a successful unmodified hit of a 5+ score is a critical hit, right? See, that's I'm actually right now. So I'm actually on the enhancements. It doesn't really say if you're using Gladius Task Force attachment roll, you can use these Gladius Task Force enhancements. So it says so Artificer. I'm assuming it's on characters, like your normal leaders, right? So you have the Artificer armor. All it says is Adeptus Astartes model only. The bearer has a save characteristic 2+ and feel no pain 5+ ability. The Honor of Vehement is, again, Adeptus Astartes only. Adeptus Codex is captain model. Bolter Disciplines, Adeptus Astartes model only. So I'm assuming it's like we're missing a page. Yeah, we could be. I'm not sure. I don't. Give me a second here. I'm just going to look up. Where are you? Give me a sec here. I'm just going to look up. All right, so if I look up enhancements, I'm just looking in the main rulebook here. Okay, here. Only characters can be given enhancements, and your army cannot include more than 3 enhancements in total. Okay, so only characters. Units have, okay. No unit can have more than 1 enhancement, and each enhancement included in your army must be unique. Epic heroes cannot be given any enhancements. Okay, so it's actually in the rules themselves. So, for instance, I could give, say, if I decide to take my captain, I would give him the Adept of the Codex. If I had a lieutenant, I could give him Bolter Discipline. Or I could give another guy, say, a chaplain, the Artificer Armor. 3 different characters. Each one's unique. So I couldn't give them more than one. So I couldn't put like Artificer Armor and Bolter Discipline on character, right? It would have to be. So there you go. It's in the rule book itself, and in the list of how to build an army. So only characters. You can have up to 3. No one can have more than 1, and they all have to be unique. So no giving out 2 Bolter Disciplines, right? Only 1. So that's how that works. And again, of course, it limits you on some of them. So, for instance, the Adept of the Codex can only be on captains. Yeah. So again, that's pretty cool. I mean, that's not that bad. Especially if you take someone like a Primaris captain who can lead a lot of stuff, right? In different units. Right. I do like it that the captain in Gravis Armor can only lead Aggressor Squad, Eradicator, Heavy Intercessors, right? Yeah, so you got to wait on those pages. No, it's there. It's in the core rule book that they sent out. The core rules that they made free. It's in there. It's in. If there's any more enhancements, I don't know. Again, they said there were going to be more detachments, so I don't know. Right? I mean, I like this one. It's got the Devastator Doctrine, so right, which means you can move your heavy weapons up and still shoot. The tactical, you can shoot and charge. In turn, you fall back. Assault, you can advance and still charge, which is great. Even the stratagems are really cool. There's stuff here that's been around for a while. Some of it's different. I mean, they have one here. It's 1 CP, Storm of Fire. Your shooting phase. Target 1 Adeptus Astartes unit from your army. Effect until the end of your phase. Ranged weapons equipped by models in your unit have the enormous cover ability. If your unit is under effect of Devastator Doctrine until the end of the phase, improve armor penetration. So, I mean, that's great for something like, say you have a heavy weapon squad. Like I have a Devastator squad. That would be devastating. All right, so I'm like, oh, I'm going to use a Devastator's Doctrine. So now I can move and I can shoot even after advancing. Oh, and now it's AP -1 added onto the already AP -1 for the heavy bolter and ignores cover. So you can be sitting behind whatever you want. I'm still going to be blowing you away with heavy bolter fire. That's nasty. And a lot of them like that too. Adaptive strategy. Right? There it is. I need to zoom in to see it. Yeah. Again, adaptive strategy, you select a unit and you select the Devastator Tactical Assault Doctrine for that unit. Even if you've selected it for the army. You have squad tactics. Your opponent's movement phase just after enemy unit ends a normal advance or fallback move. Your target is 1 Adeptus Astartes infantry or Adeptus Astartes mounted unit from your army that's within 9 inches of the enemy who just ended that move. Effect, your unit can make a normal move up to D6 or a normal move up to 6 instead of it if it's under effect of tactical doctrine. Okay. You cannot select the unit with the engagement range, so you can move. That's cool. So you can, again, it's that cool thing. You can, your enemy moves up and you go nope, and they go, oh no, I can't do anything. Right. So again, it's pretty cool stuff, and there's also Armor of Contempt, which is basically, again, that army-wide rule that they had for Space Marines they got rid of. You can one unit, if you're gonna, your opponent's shooting phase, they're gonna shoot at you, or fight phase, a worse than arrow penetration characteristic of the attack by 1. That's not bad. Honor the chapter. Your melee weapons get Lance. It's under, oh wow. But I don't know, man, I am so happy with this doctrine, man, with all these, the whole, not just those doctrines, I am happy with those doctrines. The whole index is great. Lots of cool stuff in there. I'm going to have to keep reading through it because there's still new stuff I'm discovering all the time. Right? Even stuff like for my Primaris captain here. Right? Rites of battle. You can rites of battle. Use it. You can be targeted by stratagem for 0 CP, even if another unit in your army has already been targeted by a stratagem. That's great. And Fine Star, once a battle starting your fight phase, this model can use this ability. If it does, until the end of the turn, add 3 attack characteristics of melee weapons equipped with this model. And those weapons have devastating wounds. Ouch. That's awesome. So you give this guy a mastercrafted power weapon. It's already got 6 attacks, so now it goes up to 9 attacks, and it has devastating wounds. So it's causing, if you get any critical hits, it's causing mortal wounds. Ouch. Right, and they all have, it seems all the captains of Rites of Battle, the Gravis Armor captain has refused to yield. Each attack, so each time an attack is allocated this model, half the damage characteristic, right? Again, he's in Gravis Armor, he doesn't want to move. Right, so you put him down with a heavy intercessor squad, that unit's not going anywhere. And then you have, you Captain Terminator Armor, right? Rites of Battle. Imperium Sword, you can reroll charge rolls made for this unit, model's unit. That's awesome. So throw them with some Terminators and off you go. And you can have a Relic Shield. Wow, okay, so the Relic Shields are different now. Relic Weapon. So you can get rid of his Relic Weapon and give him a Chain Fist, Power Fist, Relic Shield, or Thunder Hammer. Relic, wow. With a Relic Shield, he has a wounds characteristic of 7. So you actually, by giving this big shield, you're actually giving him an extra wound. That's pretty cool. Oh, wow. All right, guys. It's all dried up now. Let me know what you think. We've got this little scout guy all done up now to join the scout squad. So it is a fully legal squad again after the index changed what they're armed with. Obviously, scout squads don't have any options at all for sergeants anywhere. Very sharp. Thank you, sir. All right. It is getting late now, though, guys, so I am going to have to sign off now. Thank you very much for everybody who joined in. I hope you guys had fun with this. I've been having a hoot. I can't wait to see what happens with everybody else index, the Orcs, the Drakari, Chaos, all the other cool Space Marine stuff. I hope, like Mythos, your wolves get some cool stuff. I know you've been hitting up your ultras, but hopefully your wolves get some cool stuff. And I kind of hope they go back to having separate units. I hope you don't have to have both to go ahead like they've had recently. I'd like to see the wolves get their own data. So it's all, at that point, you're getting a lot of cards. I mean, if we're looking at already like 252 pages, obviously they're going to be back in front. So, cut that in half, but still that's hundreds of data cards to have. So hopefully the wolves, I don't know, hopefully they'll just get a smaller one that joins in with the space. I don't know. Glad to chat. Thank you, G. Always glad to have you. And you went back to Orcs. Well, hopefully the Orcs come out. You're happy with everything. I hope that I hope everybody gets something that makes them happy with their index like I am with mine. But as always, guys, thank you very much. I will see you next time, and keep rolling those dice. I'll see you later. Bye.